If you've ever leased a car, there's a very real chance the dealership made tens of thousands of dollars off you and you walked out thinking you got a great deal. Most Americans choose between leasing and buying based on one number, the monthly payment, and that is exactly what dealerships are counting on, because the monthly payment is the most misleading number in the entire transaction. Today, we're going to run the actual math, the full picture, every dollar across a 10-year window. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why two people can drive off the same lot in the same car on the same day and end up in completely different financial positions a decade later. Let's meet the two guys at the center of this.
Tyler, we'll call him T, leases a car. His buddy Marcus buys the exact same car. They both think they made the smarter choice. They're both wrong because neither of them land the numbers past month one. Let's keep this completely fair. Both guys earn $58,000 a year. Both want the same car, a 2024 Honda Accord Sport. Same trim, same color, same features. They walk into the same dealership on the same Saturday. The only difference is what they sign. T signs a 36-month lease, $1,500 due at signing, $319 a month. The finance manager tells him it's a fantastic deal, low monthly, full warranty, brand new car, and in 3 years he just hands the keys back and walks away clean. No headaches, no depreciation risk, no repair bills. Marcus takes out a 60-month auto loan at 6.5% interest, the national average for a new car loan as of 2024. His down payment is $3,500. His monthly payment comes to $529. That's $210 more per month than T. The finance manager doesn't need to say a word. Marcus can feel that gap already. On day one, T is pocketing $210 extra every single month. He looks like he won. But there's something T doesn't understand yet about the structure of his deal. Every dollar Marcus spends is buying him a fraction of something real. Every dollar T spends is renting a fraction of something he will never own. And that distinction, played out over time, is worth far more than $210 a month.
For the first 3 years, T genuinely has the better experience. Brand new car, that new car smell, full manufacturer warranty on everything, mechanical breakdowns, brake pads, AC compressor, covered. His only costs are the lease payment, insurance, and gas. Predictable, clean, no surprises. Marcus, he's paying $529 every month and watching his car lose value in real time. The moment he drove off the lot, his $32,000 Accord was worth about $28,800. By end of year one, $24,500. By year two, around $21,000. Leasing a car requires higher insurance coverage than owning one outright. Specifically, leasing companies mandate comprehensive and collision coverage with lower deductibles, typically $500 or less. Plus, they often require gap insurance to cover the difference between what you owe and what the car is worth if it's totaled. Owning your car outright? You can raise your deductible, drop gap coverage entirely, and adjust your liability limits based on your actual risk tolerance. The national average insurance cost difference between a leased vehicle and an owned vehicle of the same model runs approximately $300 to $500 per year, according to data from the Insurance Information Institute. Over 6 years, that insurance differential adds $2,788 to $27,768 to T's true cost, a cost that never shows up in the lease advertisement. T's revised 6-year total, including insurance gap, $27,768 to $28,968. Marcus's 6-year effective cost, $22,740. Revised gap at year 6, $5,028 to $6,228. T's favor before, now Marcus leads. And we still haven't talked about the opportunity cost of Marcus's larger down payment, which the math actually resolves in a surprising way. Marcus put $3,500 down. T put $1,500 down. That $2,000 difference, if T had invested it in a broad indexed fund at 8% annual return, would be worth approximately $3,178 after 6 years. So T gets credit for $3,178 in theoretical investment gains from his lower down payment. Even adding that back into T's advantage, Marcus still comes out ahead at year 6 when the insurance differential is included. The down payment argument, T's strongest card, doesn't close the gap once insurance is properly counted.
Before we get to the 10-year picture, there are 3 lease costs that rarely appear in the monthly payment conversation, but show up on the final bill like a surprise tax. Number 1, mileage overage penalties.
Standard leases allow 10,000 to 12,000 miles per year. The average American driver covers approximately 14,263 miles annually, according to the Federal Highway Administration. That puts the average lessee over their cap before the lease even ends. Penalty rate, 15 to 25 cents per mile over the cap. If T drives the national average and leases at 12,000 miles per year, he's over by 6,789 miles across 36 months. At 20 cents per mile, that's $1,358 due at return, a bill that shows up with no warning. Number 2, wear and tear charges. When you return a leased car, the dealership inspects every surface. That door ding from the grocery store parking lot, the scuff on the rear bumper, the wheel curb rash from a parallel parking attempt, all billable, and normal wear and tear is defined by the leasing company's standards, not yours. What you consider minor, they can bill at $200 to $400 per incident. Number 3, disposition fee. This one most people never see coming. When you return a leased car and don't immediately lease another one from the same brand, you're charged a disposition fee, typically $300 to $500, just for the dealer to process and resell the vehicle. You are literally paying them to take the car back. Combined, mileage overages, wear and tear, and disposition fees can easily add $2,000 to $4,000 to the true cost of a single lease cycle. That number never appears in the $319 monthly payment. I'd be giving you an incomplete picture if I didn't show you the other side. There are specific situations where leasing genuinely wins. Here's when the math actually tilts in leasing's favor. Number 1, business owners and self-employed drivers. If you're self-employed or use your vehicle for a qualifying business purpose, lease payments may be partially deductible as a business expense under IRS Section 179 guidelines. However, and this is critical, the deduction applies only to the percentage of business use. If you use the car 60% for business, you deduct 60% of the payment. Personal commuting does not count as business use under IRS rules. Luxury vehicle limitations under IRC Section 280F also cap the deduction for higher value leased vehicles. When structured correctly by a tax professional, this deduction can erase the ownership gap entirely and make leasing the clearly superior financial choice for qualified business users. Number 2, luxury and high-performance vehicles. Leasing a BMW, Mercedes, or Porsche is a fundamentally different conversation than leasing a Honda Accord. Out-of-warranty maintenance on a luxury European vehicle can be genuinely brutal. $500 oil changes, $4,000 brake jobs, $8,000 timing chain services. For these vehicles, staying permanently inside the manufacturer warranty window through continuous leasing has real quantifiable dollar value. The math shifts significantly. Number 3, the disciplined investor argument with a caveat. If T took the $210 per month he's saving by leasing instead of buying and invested every dollar of it into an index fund averaging 8% annually, he could theoretically come out ahead over a long enough timeline. Over 10 years, $210 a month at 8% compounds to approximately $38,500. The problem is that this requires iron discipline most people simply don't have. Most of that $210 gets absorbed by lifestyle spending, a nicer dinner, another streaming subscription, an Amazon purchase. Be brutally honest with yourself. Would you actually invest that money every single month for 10 years without touching it? If the answer is anything other than a hard yes, this argument doesn't apply to you. Here's the complete picture over 10 years. T completes 2 full lease cycles in years 1 through 6, starts a third lease in year 7. Marcus pays off his loan at month 60, then drives the car for another 4 to 5 years with only maintenance costs. T's 10-year totals, 3 lease cycles, approximately $12,984 in payments, plus $4,500 in down payments, mileage overages for 3 cycles, approximately $3,600 to $4,000, wear and tear and disposition for 3 cycles, approximately $2,400 to $3,600, insurance differential for 10 years, approximately $4,000 to $5,000, T 10-year total, $53,452 to $55,952. T's assets at year 10, 0, currently mid-lease. Marcus, 10-year total costs, loan total $35,240, post-payoff maintenance, years 6 through 10, approximately $7,800 to $9,600, average $1,560 to $1,920 per year for a well-maintained 6 to 10-year-old Accord. Marcus, 10-year total, $43,440 to $44,840. Marcus asset at year 10, car worth $7,000 to $9,000. Marcus effective 10-year cost, $34,440 to $37,840. Gap at year 10, T spent $15,612 to $21,912 more than Marcus and has nothing to show for it. That's the real math, not the monthly payment, not the shiny new car smell, the full picture across a realistic ownership window. Now, multiply that gap across 5 car decisions over an adult lifetime. That's a potential $78,000 to $109,000 difference in lifetime wealth between someone who habitually leases and someone who buys and holds. That is real money. That is retirement contributions. That is a college fund. That is freedom.
T and Marcus both walked into that dealership thinking they were making the smart play. T thought he was saving money. Marcus thought he was building equity. Neither of them sat down and ran the numbers past month 1. The real trap isn't leasing, and it isn't buying. The real trap is making a $32,000 decision based on a monthly payment without ever asking what this costs you when it's all over. Because that's the only number that actually matters. If you're currently mid-lease and realizing you might be on T's conveyor belt, there's a way to calculate your own break-even point and figure out whether buying out your lease makes financial sense. That's the next video. Link is in the description. And if you're about to walk into a dealership, whether you're leasing or buying, the single most important question to ask yourself before you sign anything is this: what does this cost me in total, every dollar, when it's completely over? Not the monthly, the total. That one question will save you more money than any negotiation tactic. If this broke it down in a way that finally made sense, drop a comment. I read every one. Like the video if it helped, and subscribe if you want more of this. Real numbers, no fluff, no dealership spin. See you in the next one.